don't know if you can tell, but I'm so tired. I'm so tired, bro. It's because I've been fighting people on Nintendo Twitter all day. Because if you don't know, the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct happened today, and it was fucking awesome, all right? I absolutely loved a majority of the stuff that they showed off. A lot of their newer content, game-wise is looking great. Mario Kart looks fucking fire. The new Donkey Kong game looks fire. New Hyrule Warriors. They showed off Soak Song for like 5.5 seconds, which I tweaked the fuck out about because they just threw out the release date pretty much just randomly, and we're like, here you go, have fun. 3 seconds of gameplay. Goodbye, 2025, see you then, which... fucking nuts, bro. Actually nuts, so shit. But then, much like everyone else, after the hype of the Direct, things started to release online, on Twitter. And we started to figure out price points, and we started to figure out some more concerning things about the system. Predominantly the fact that some first-party Nintendo games are going to be $80 digitally, which is a lot of fucking money. So far, AAA games have really stayed around the $70 price point. Even some of the bigger ones, like Wukong, they stayed in that range, the $60 to $70 range. 70 was pretty much the cap. Some people have been pointing out that there were some games like some fucking Microsoft Flight Simulator that cost $80, and nobody complained about it then, because nobody fucking cares about that. Like, I don't know a single motherfucker that bought that shit. Like, don't even fucking talk to me about that. $70 was pretty much the fucking price point that you could max out on until today, until we found out that Nintendo was pricing Mario Kart at $80 fucking digitally. Now, not all of their games are going to be $80, not all of their first-party experiences are going to be that price point, but I guarantee you some of the bigger ones are going to fucking fall into that price range. If they know they can get away with it, they're gonna start getting away with it. They're gonna try to get away with it. Next 3D Mario, I guarantee you that bitch is gonna be 80. Anyways, the reason I'm so tired and the reason I've been arguing with people all day is because I made a little post, which was my first mistake. I'm going into this with zero malice, no malice at all, but I genuinely think that the Switch 2 is going to be a generational flop for Nintendo. These price tags they've created have created such like a negative, surround. I can't even fucking read properly. I'm so tired, bro. These price tags have created such negativity around its release that I'm actually flabbergasted. They fucked this up bad. Okay. Let me unpack that, right? I'm predominantly talking about the price of games, which people are talking about the price of the system itself, $450 being not that bad. It could be worse, honestly. Most people were thinking in the 400 range. 450 is not that bad. 500 for the kind of combination of that and Mario Kart. It could be fucking worse. But keep in mind, for a game system, right? You buy the game system once. That's a one-time purchase. You put your money in. You're going to keep buying games. The price of games realistically matters more for longevity than the initial price of the console. Like, that is an important aspect of making people, get over that initial hurdle to be able to buy games for the system in the first place. I get that. It is the big initial money spend, and it's important. It was important for things like the 3DS. When they dropped the 3DS at what? Was it like $250 or something? 250 fucking bucks? Like, the price point of the system does matter. With that said, $80 for some first-party games that they know they can get away with $80 for, that's a lot of money, and that's going to build up over time, and you're gonna have families that go into a store and be like, I want to get my kid a game for Christmas, and they're gonna see 80 fucking bucks, which is a massive jump compared to literally anything we've seen in the industry thus far, and families are gonna get a little bit iffy about that. I feel like that's not a weird fucking thing to say. You increase the price, right? The global economy, whether you want to admit it or not, is kind of fucked right now, okay? The tariffs and everything, this is an important part of the conversation, I swear to God. They play a role in making the global economy pretty fucked, and you think that raising prices on games, a leisure activity, is not going to have adverse effects on the sales of those products. Be so fucking real with me, bro. We're not gonna... Okay, I need to stop getting ahead of myself. Let's scroll through the replies a little bit. I'm gonna blur everyone's names out, by the way, so you're not gonna see any of this. Don't go looking for them. It's not worth it. This is one that actually gained a lot of traction underneath my post. Pretty much, pre-orders will sell out, and it'll be the #1 holiday purchase, and will be consistently sold out all year long. That's what they're saying. That's what they're positing. Here's the thing. This could be true. I don't fucking know. This does not exist in a mutually exclusive world from the fact that the console could be a flop. Because the Wii U was sold out constantly. Like, constantly, bro. Pre-orders sold out, everything sold out. this doesn't really mean anything. They could be right on this. I don't think it will be the #1 holiday selling thing. I'd love to be proven wrong. I would love for people to go out and buy this shit and show us that we're not about to hit a fat fucking recession. But I guarantee you that's not how this is gonna go. So I was like, sure, bro. Yeah, let's see who's right on this one. I'll get back to you in a year or something. We'll see, bro. That's an argument I saw. And then there's also this one, which, oh my God, there's just not a fucking thought in this guy's brain, dude. It's just rocks up there. It's not Nintendo's fault that people can't afford their system. We've had years of warning that the system was coming out. That's their argument. You knew it was coming out. Bitch, start saving for it. Do I even have to unpack why this is fucking stupid? It's not my fault you didn't pay attention to the rumor mill. End of story, bro. Motherfuckers are sending this shit out for a good reason, dog. It's like, I've seen some of the dumbest fucking conversations I have ever seen today, all to defend an increase in price on Nintendo Switch products. I don't give a flying fuck about the $450 price tag on the console, or even the $500 bundle. That's good, that's fine, whatever. $50 for the game, plus the system, could be worse, bro, that's fine. I care about the price of games, which will realistically impact not only the sales of the console, but also the money I spend long-term more than the initial buying price of the console. This is something that a lot of people have had such a hard time understanding, and I don't get it. The price you pay for the console does matter, because that's the initial hurdle you have to get over. It's a little pricey, might push some people away, but it could be so much worse considering what it is. It's like a PS4 Pro or whatever. Price of games has a long-term effect, long-standing power, okay? The price of games will continue to impact what people buy, how they spend their money on games and games within the gaming industry. If $80 is the new standard, there's gonna be a fucking bubble that bursts soon. I'm telling you, that's an insane price. And dude, so many people have been saying this shit. This is also a take I saw all over the place. If you step away from Twitter for just a moment, you'll realize this isn't true at all. The loudest voices aren't always the most new. TLDR, it's only people on Twitter complaining about this. Go touch grass. No one outside is complaining about this. That is fucking stupid. Because 90% of people that are on Twitter talking about Nintendo products right now, at such an important moment for Nintendo products, are Nintendo fans. They are Nintendo fans. These are the people that are ride or die for this fucking company. Ride or die. And you are seeing such an insane amount of people complaining about the $80 price tag. A lot of people that I generally see, very heavy meat riding Nintendo, are kind of switching up and be like, this is weird. I don't really like that. $80 for Mario Kart, so that's a hard sell. You're trying to make this argument that, okay, well, maybe the actual markets won't care. I've only seen this on Twitter. That's because the only people talking about the Switch 2 right now, at this point in its release cycle, are fucking Nintendo fans. It's not gonna be out and about in the world right now, dude. Normal people aren't talking about the Switch 2, period. It is only Nintendo fans. If your biggest dick-sucking fan base is giving you backlash and negative feedback on the price of games, maybe that's not a good sign for the way that people that are less invested in this, less meat-riding to Nintendo, are going to respond to this. Maybe that showcases that there is going to be some kind of backlash and or just, not purchasing at all, backlash in that way, from casual audiences. This take doesn't make any fucking sense to me, because it acts like Twitter audiences are just completely feral, irrational beings, which, to a degree is true. But also, they are feral, irrational beings that are connected to their individualized fandom and individualized cult. Dude, they will suck Nintendo until the day they fucking die, until that knob is dry, okay? They will. Yet for some reason, when it comes to this particular issue, it seems like it's not really as mixed as it usually is for more controversial shit like this. It seems like a lot of Nintendo fans are very fucking unhappy. A lot of gaming fans are very unhappy at the $80 price tag for Mario Kart. What makes you think that casual audiences are not going to have a similar gut response when they see that price tag? They're not going to be as vehement about it as we are, obviously. But there's still a high chance that they look at that price tag and say, fuck that. It makes more sense for me to buy a PS4 Pro, which is still getting games released on it now. Like, does this not make people? I'm so fucking confused about this take. It just feels like it's so, like they're not thinking at all. They're just not. And just to showcase that I'm not crazy about this shit, there's a lot of people posting about this. Don't say damn when you hear the price, bro. I think $450 is a fair price for the console. I think $90 for a physical game is outright insane. Like, this is not an uncommon perception. 109 likes. 107 likes on a meme about how bad the fucking price is. Yeah, maybe this is just die-hard Twitter fans complaining about this. Maybe this is just die-hard Nintendo fans complaining about this. But if it's just die-hard Nintendo fans, and you realistically don't think it's going to impact the casual audience, because that's what a lot of this shit is boiling down to now. People are arguing this is not going to impact the casual audience. That's what matters. It's not these die-hard Twitter fans. It doesn't fucking... If that's really the case, and this is just Twitter fans being fucking crazy, don't you think that there would be less of a common consensus about this on Twitter? Don't you think maybe it'd be a little more skewed, a little bit more, I don't know, mixed like it usually is? Don't you think the fact that people that have a vested incentive to suck Nintendo's dick should still be sucking Nintendo's dick? If this is like not that big of a deal? I know this was very rambly. I know I'm so upset about this shit that I just wanted to talk about it. I'm sorry. That's pretty much what this video is about. But my big takeaway, if you don't get anything else from this video, it is you do need to consider what the casual audiences are going to do, especially with game systems, because not everyone's going to be a diehard fan like you or me, okay? And the casual audience does matter. However, you should probably take into consideration, one, the current economy when it comes to purchasing and purchasing power. And, you know, we're in a fuck spot right now, just globally, period. And this is way more expensive, way more expensive than gaming has ever been. So that's absolutely an element of this. And beyond that, if people with a vested interest to meet ride Nintendo are not meet riding Nintendo on this, I think that does showcase a relatively decent amount how this is probably going to be perceived by an audience that does not have a vested interest to meet ride Nintendo, that just casually likes Nintendo games. It's fucking expensive. It is expensive. People will say gaming's always been an expensive hobby. This is expensive. And if a lot of gamers are bitching and complaining and moaning about this, maybe it's a problem we should think about. Maybe it's a problem we should discuss. Maybe it's a problem we shouldn't just brush off. TLDR, if in a year the Switch 2 fucking flops, I was here first, and I win, you lose, get fucked.